Welcome back, everyone. So, The Witcher is officially back, kind of? Netflix finally dropped the first teaser for Season 4, and in case you somehow missed it, this is the one where Liam Hemsworth takes over the role of Geralt of Rivia from Henry Cavill. I'm sure most of you thought that Netflix actually forgot about The Witcher because they have not said anything about this since they announced that Liam Hemsworth is replacing Henry Cavill. Yeah, the moment nobody really wanted to think about is now here in front of us. Henry is gone, Liam is in, and naturally the internet is split in half. Some people are saying they're done with the show entirely, others are willing to give it a chance, and then there are those who just want to watch the chaos unfold. Now, the funny thing is, Netflix basically snuck this teaser out on a Saturday night, which is such an odd choice for something this big. Almost like they were hoping people wouldn't notice immediately. And maybe that was the point, right? Keep the drop low-key, let people discover it at their own pace, and avoid the giant social media storm that would have happened if they released it on a weekday. But of course it didn't matter, fans noticed instantly, and the conversation kicked off right away. So we will see how it all goes down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get more updates regarding Witcher and other games as well. I know there are going to be a ton of questions about why Henry Cavill left. What's he doing now with his Warhammer series and movies? What's he doing with the Highlander movie that he's filming? It just got delayed because he got injured. But he's still making that, and there are many, many other things what Henry Cavill is doing right now, so don't feel bad for Henry Cavill. Now, coming back to the teaser itself is short, but it packs in a lot. The very first thing you notice, obviously, is Liam Hemsworth as Geralt. It is going to take a hot minute to get used to this for the last 2 seasons, because they've already started filming The Witcher Season 5, and that will be the last season. You can notice that the armor, the hair, the overall look, it's designed to be familiar enough to Cavill's version so you recognize the character instantly, but different enough that you can't avoid the comparison. And let's be honest, the comparison is unavoidable. Cavill spent 3 seasons building up Geralt's physical presence, his voice, his expressions, even his little grunts and mannerisms. Liam has to step into all of that and somehow make it feel seamless. In the teaser, they don't give him much dialogue, which feels deliberate. Instead, they let the action do most of the talking. Like, to show you how they polish the special effects and just want us to ignore about Cavill, here Geralt is fighting a wraith, one of those iconic Witcher monsters that shows up in the books, the games, and now here again on screen. He's using his silver sword, which is the classic detail: silver for monsters, steel for humans, and he even pulls out a couple of Witcher signs during the fight. We see Ard, where he blasts himself back to get space, and we see Yrden, which is that trap that makes the wraith corporeal so he can actually strike it. These are the details that matter to hardcore Witcher fans, because they prove the writers and choreographers are paying attention to the lore instead of just throwing random flashy CGI at us. The creature design itself is pretty good. The wraith looks unsettling. The sound effects sell the impact, and the little touch of Geralt ripping out its heart before it crumbles into dust that feels like Witcher to me. That's the kind of gruesome, no-nonsense monster hunting that defines the series when it's at its best. And then we get a few quick flashes of supporting characters. Zoltan the dwarf, Milva the hunter with her bow, little reminders that this world is still populated with allies, companions, and side stories. But here's the thing that stood out to me. The trailer clearly doesn't want you to focus too much on Geralt's face or voice. It's more about the atmosphere, the monsters, the action. That's not an accident. Netflix knows the biggest hurdle they're facing is fans rejecting Liam Hemsworth on sight. So instead of throwing him in front of the camera delivering long speeches, they give us a tight action scene with heavy special effects. Don't think too hard about the fact that Henry Cavill is gone, just look at the cool magic and swords. That's the message. Now let's address the elephant in the room, Henry Cavill. Why did he leave? Well, officially, it's creative differences. For years, he's made it clear he wanted a more faithful adaptation of Sapkowski's books, while Netflix was leaning into their own interpretations, sometimes pulling in game elements, sometimes inventing new ones altogether. Those clashes add up. Eventually, Cavill walked, or depending on how you look at it, was pushed. And now he's off making his Warhammer 40k series, filming Highlander, and lining up more projects than ever. The man's career is thriving, so no, you don't need to feel bad for him. If anything, he probably got out at the right time. But for fans, this transition is brutal. Cavill wasn't just Geralt, he was the heart of the show. He understood the lore, he brought weight to every scene, and honestly, he carried entire storylines on his back. So replacing him with Liam Hemsworth was always going to be controversial. And you can already see the strategy Netflix is going for: soften the blow by framing Season 4 and Season 5 as the final stretch It's like they're saying, look, we know this isn't ideal, but we're almost done, so just ride it out. And in fairness, the story itself is heading into some of the most important arcs from the books: Baptism of Fire, The Tower of the Swallow, and Lady of the Lake. This is Geralt searching for Ciri after she's gone off with the rats, meeting Milva, Zoltan, and eventually Regis the vampire, who, by the way, is being played by Laurence Fishburne. That's a huge casting win, and honestly, seeing him as Regis might be one of the most exciting things about these final seasons. While Geralt's on that journey, Yennefer is dealing with the fallout of the Sorceress Lodge Francesca and the power struggles left behind after the Brotherhood fell. And of course, everyone still wants Ciri because her elder blood makes her the key to fighting the White Frost. Speaking of Ciri, that's another huge thing the teaser doesn't show, but we know it's coming. Her arc is basically the backbone of the final 2 seasons. End of season 3 left her with the rats. In the books, she grows harder, more independent, more haunted by visions of the Wild Hunt. Eventually, she winds up at Torziriel, the Tower of the Swallow, and steps through a portal that throws her into the world of the INL elves, which ties directly into the White Frost. That cliffhanger is exactly where I think season 4 will leave off, setting up the grand finale in season 5. So yes, the big arcs are still intact. The lore is there. The structure is there. The real question is whether fans can accept Geralt looking and sounding like Liam Hemsworth. And Netflix knows that's the make or break factor. There are rumors they're even using Nimue, the character who retells the Witcher's story years later, as a narrative trick, basically saying, well, in this version of the story, Geralt looks like Liam Hemsworth, not Henry Cavill. It's a meta solution, and while it won't convince everyone, it's at least an attempt to address the elephant in the room. Now, beyond the story and the recast, I do want to say this. The production values in the teaser actually look solid. The monster design, the combat choreography, the atmosphere, all of it feels more polished than parts of season 3. That gives me a little hope that Netflix is putting more effort into this final run, even if behind the scenes the show has been a bit of a mess. But at the same time, I can't shake the feeling that this is going to be a slow-moving train wreck. Not because the actors aren't talented, Liam Hemsworth seems like a good guy, and he's clearly trying, but because so much of the magic was tied to Cavill's passion for the source material, without that anchor, I worry the whole thing might drift into generic fantasy show territory, and once that happens, The Witcher loses what made it special in the first place. So here's where I land after watching this teaser probably a dozen times. It looks decent. It's not blowing me away, but it's not a disaster either. Liam as Geralt, he doesn't look terrible. The action looks polished. The monster fight feels like Witcher. The story direction lines up with the books. So on paper, everything checks out, but emotionally, it's still hard to accept. And maybe that's just how it's going to be until we see a full season and decide for ourselves whether it works. So I'll end with this. Henry Cavill left, Liam Hemsworth stepped in, and The Witcher is moving forward, whether fans are ready or not. The teaser shows promise, but it also raises a lot of questions. Can Liam carry the role? Can Netflix stick the landing with 2 final seasons, or will this go down as another example of a great show that stumbled in its final stretch? We'll find out soon enough. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you caught any other details in the teaser that I didn't mention, drop them down in the comments. I love hearing your takes. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want more Witcher breakdowns, and I'll see you all in the next one.